Hey, I'm Joe with RevZilla, and today we're taking a look at Acerbis skid plates available at RevZilla.com. So Acerbis USA got started in 1985, and they've been meeting the heavy demands of motocross and off-road riders for decades at this point. They produce a huge range of parts designed to improve our off-road rides. So what we have here are a range of skid plates designed to protect off-road motorcycles from damage. If you're not familiar with what a skid plate does, it protects the bottom of the motorcycle from debris and damage when you're riding off-road. Prices are going to range between $65 and $95, but don't forget, we offer that price match policy, so if you do find them for less elsewhere, we're happy to help you with the price. Now, when it comes to fitment, be sure to enter your bike into RevZilla's Bike Finder with your year, make, and model to see what options we carry for your machine. So when we talk about options, you'll see two different product pages on our website, one for motocross and one for off-road. The fitment that's available for your bike will really depend on the model of your bike, but since a lot of those bikes do share the same chassis, you might even see two options, both the off-road and the motocross options for your bike. Really, the only difference is that the off-road options do cover a little bit more of the engine components on the bike. So when we're riding off-road, when I say off-road compared to motocross, I mean if you're trail riding, you're doing enduros, hare scrambles, rides where you may encounter rocks and logs and other kind of natural obstacles like that, whereas a motocross track is groomed, so you hopefully shouldn't see that kind of stuff on the motocross track. So the off-road skid plates offer some protection to maybe your water pump and your ignition cover and things like that, where the motocross options are a little bit leaner. So all of the skid plates are constructed of lightweight polypropylene. I've come to really like poly skid plates on my dirt bike because of a few different reasons. One, they allow the frame to flex as it's designed to, so it helps keep the ride nice and compliant. Two, it's much quieter. So the aluminum skid plate, especially on my two-stroke, really reflects a lot of the engine noise, and also when rocks and stuff are hitting it, that sound can wear on you over some time. So the poly skid plates are nice and quiet. Another great thing about poly skid plates is that they glide over obstacles. So you can see on our off-road option here, we have a linkage guard. So if your bike does have a linkage type suspension, the off-road option is going to cover the suspension components and also help the bike glide over obstacles. So that's a really nice feature to have on the off-road skid plates. One thing that I really thought was neat with some of the different versions of the skid plates is that they're dimpled on the inside. So you can see here that there's all these different dimples inside, and that's actually designed to be able to drill it out. So you could drill the skid plate as needed if you want to let some of the water out, if you're going to have a wet, muddy race, and also allow some additional cooling, some airflow to go through it. When we talk about installation with these skid plates, you're only looking at about 10 to 15 minutes. So in some cases, you may need to use some of your original hardware, and in most cases, there's going to be some additional hardware included with these skid plates to get them on the bike. Just another thing to consider, I recently did a hare scramble in a very, very muddy condition, and my skid plate at the end of the race was caked with about 15 pounds worth of mud. That's because I didn't add any skid plate foam. We have a couple different options to pick up by a couple different manufacturers of skid plate foam that goes between the engine and the skid plate to take up that real estate in there and protect the skid plate from being filled up with mud and debris over the course of a race. So that's just one nice thing to add when you go to install that. But overall, I really like Acerbis' lineup as far as the skid plate options that they carry for motocross and off-road bikes. But if you'd like to see what other riders have to say, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. And as always, if you have any questions about these or anything else you see on our website, give our Gear Geeks a shout at 877-792-9455 or shoot an email to cs@revzilla.com. Thanks for watching our video today about Acerbis skid plates. I'm Joe, and I'll see you next time.